Okay, so today we're gonna dive into our hips. Hips are spreading, relaxin is kicking in, we are widening, great, which means we also have a lot more mobility in our joints than we're used to, especially these hip joints. So I find that mine kind of got really saggy. I tend to sink into my hip joints. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna kind of lean after we are done creating life. But other than strengthen and really work on sucking the hips in so we can really feel supported so we're not just kind of hanging into the joints. Perfect. So you'll start with your feet touching, knees open, can kind of face any direction on your mat that feels good to you. Nice tall seat. If you need a block under your butt bones, you block underneath your knees, you go for it. Hands are just going to come up to heart center, shoulders down your back. If it feels more comfortable to have your hands on your knees or thighs, you can go for that as well. Just a really tall seat. Let your eyes blink closed or just simply gaze down. Give yourself a couple moments just to settle in. Big breath in. Breath out. Sit up just a little bit taller. Breathe in. And out. And breath in. And out. And then seal your lips. Breathe in through your nose. And breathe out through your nose. And breath in through your nose. And breath out through your nose. Good. One more on your own. Notice if there's any tension. Breathe it in. And then let that go. Good. So blink your eyes open. If they were closed, you're just going to start by rolling your chin into your chest. And you're going to roll to the front of your butt bones instead of hunching yourself back. I'll show you sideways. Instead of when you rounding this way, so you're kind of hunching backwards, you're going to drop your chin into your chest and then let your weight fall forward. Yeah, so as you're dropping forward, head is going to hang maybe over the feet, maybe it gets near the feet. Blocks are there if you need them. You can use them to support your arms, to support your head. For your head, they would just rest on your feet. Again, not here too terribly long, but blocks go anywhere you need if you need them. Feet don't have to press together. They might kind of roll apart a little. That's okay. Just letting the outer hips start to open. Soften the jaw, soften the breath. 2 more rounds. In and out. In and out. Good. You're going to roll yourself up into a nice tall seat. Hands can rest on your shins or your knees, whatever feels better to you. Really tall in the spine. So already you're pulling your hip bones and pulling that belly up. We're not letting ourselves kind of sink and hunch. That actually, doesn't feel very good at all. Sit up nice and tall. You're just going to keep lifting up tall. Lift your chin up. Your throat's going to start to open. Maybe you get a little upper back bend as the heart starts to lift, or maybe you're just sitting up really tall. So again, it can go into that upper back or not, whatever feels better to you. But belly, instead of dropping forward, is really lifting up, lifting up, lifting up. Good. Breathe in. Exhale, chin into your chest. You head right back to where you were. You exhale and you round forward. We're just going to flow that. Inhale lifts you up nice and tall. Exhale rounds you forward. And again, the rounding's pretty much happening in the upper body. Low body doesn't have a lot of capacity to round now because of your belly. So it's just kind of shifting around. Inhale, heart's opening. Exhale, rounding. Start to move at your own pace. If you need a little faster, if you need a little slower, that's what you're doing. Good. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Inhale's going to draw you up to a nice tall seat. I'll face you again, but you can stay in the direction that you are. Blocks are beside you, either side if you need them, but you might not, so they're there just in case. You'll plant your hand either on the ground or a block. Right hand is going to be down on the ground. Left arm is going to lift up. Left palm will spin towards the right. Tug your left shoulder down. You're going to try to lift up to make your left side body taller. So I'm not moving to the left, not moving to the right yet. I'm just lifting up, 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 up. So you're getting as tall as you can. Push down into your left butt bone. And then as you breathe out, you're going to start to arch over to the right. So it's a gentle side stretch. We tend to round forward here. So instead, you're going to puff your heart forward and get a little more expansive. Your right hand can be on a block, or it can start moving as far to the right as feels good. You can also bend your right elbow. So really anything kind of goes here. We're looking for a deep stretch from the thigh to the hip bone, from the hip bone to the rib. Belly is really happy. It's active, right? We're pulling up on it, but it's still kind of free. There's a lot of space there. Little compression on the right side body. Breathing into the left rib cage, stretching out the intercostals. You can look up, you can look forward, you can look down. Breath in. Breath out. Good. You're going to press yourself up with your right arm. You're going to switch everything out. Left hand goes down, maybe on a block, maybe on the ground. Right arm goes up, right palm flips left, right shoulder drops down. Push into your right butt bone, lift up, get tall, 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 tall first. Send your heart forward and then start to melt over to the left. And breathe in and out. In and out. Good. Gently press with the left hand. One more each side. Right hand down. Left arm stretches over. Breath in. Breath out. Drop through your butt bones. Switch that out. Left arm down. Right arm up. Breathe in. Breathe out. Good. Inhale back to center. Again, nice tall seat. Block, if you need it, can go behind you. This one I'll show you sideways. Again, you stay where you are. Block can go behind you, any height that you need. When we start to twist, we tend to hinge back in space. You want to stay really lifted and tall. Block is going to go underneath that right arm if you need it. If you feel like you need the height and lift, go for it. Left hand, outer right thigh. You're just going to lift up to get tall. And then as you breathe out, you're just going to spread your chest. Maybe get a gentle twist. If you want to look backwards, you can. If not, just look forwards. Breath in, really tall. Breath out, really gentle, open twist. So the belly has a lot of space. It's just the ribs moving. Breathe in. Breathe out. Good. Inhale back to center. Again, these are open twists, completely safe during pregnancy. Left knee, left hand on the block. The block's only going to give you more space. So use that for the height that you need. You lift up really tall, belly has a lot of space. You're going to roll your left shoulder out of the way, widen your chest and breathe. Breath in. Breath out and twist. Good. Last one. Breath in. Breath out. Good. Inhale back to center. Give your shoulders a roll. Give yourself a chance to release your legs. They were there for a while. Shake them out. Good. Bring yourself all fours. Again, any direction that makes sense to you. Blocks are handy if you need them. Press into your fingertips. You're going to send your heart forward and your shoulders back. Belly wants to hang, right? You're going to pull your hip bones towards the front of your body. So you're pressing through your butt bones. You're nice and long. Take a big breath in. Just lengthen your right leg back in space. Know that the right hip wants to lift up. You're going to drop it down and push through your heel like crazy. If you rock back into the heel of your hands, we all love to do that. Take more energy to your fingertips and send your belly in. Breath in. Breath out. Breath in. Breath out. Good. Press through that heel. Last one. Breath in. Good. As you breathe out, you're going to bend your right knee. Step your right foot up. It's going to replace your right hand because you're going to step a little bit wider. Forward. So if you want to do that, you're going to press your hands onto your thigh. Give yourself a moment. Sink into that left hip. Let it feel really nice. And then I want you to push into your right foot like crazy and drop. It's like someone's hands are on them. You need to squeeze them in. So they want to sink and melt out. In. Good. Belly is drawing up. Hip bones are drawing up. Hands are just keep pulling your hip bones up. Last two. Last one. Inhale. If you need to put your right hand inside for your belly, right foot back in space. Come back to an all fours, stamp into your hands, long spine. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Good. Back to your all four shape. You're moving towards your fingertips. You're stamping into your hands. It's the left leg that moves back in space. You're not letting it roll open. You're going to drop it down, shift the weight back into your fingertips. So pull your heart forward. You're looking down but forward, like you kind of want to see something in front of you, but you can't quite see it. Let that belly get engaged. Reach through your heel. Breathe. Good. Breathe. Last one. In and out. Good. Soft bend of the left knee. You're going to swing it forward. If it needs to step outside because of the belly, go for it. If you can step right through your hands still, you're going to go for that. Stepping deep into your left foot. Hands are just going to come up to your thigh for a moment. Rock a little forward. That nice stretch. Rock a little back. And pull left knee back in space. Left knee back in space. So you can see the hips start to square themselves. Again, right can be on the ground if that feels more stable to you. It doesn't to me, but that's up to you. You're going to push down onto the thigh. Lifting, lengthening, lifting, lengthening. Legs are on fire. Again, hips kind of want to sag. You're going to squeeze them in. You're zipping everything. Or they're going to come to worked on the other side. Go for the way to do it. Belly is strong. You're going to start to take your gaze up. Chin up. Throat will start to open. Maybe heart lifts and it turns into a little back bend, but maybe not. If it's super wobbly, step into that left foot. Step into that left foot. Lift up higher for 3. Breathe for 2. Good. And 1. Just come back to neutral. Exhale, hands come down. You're going to wiggle that left foot back into space where it was. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Come back to neutral. Just like before, stamp into your hands. Right heel moves back in space. Belly. So instead of sinking, you're going to squeeze your hips in. Press the weight into your fingertips. Really reach. If this is feeling nice and strong, maybe the left arm goes forward in space. Flip the left palm to the right. If this is feeling unmanageable, left hand comes back down. That's up to you. You're breathing and holding just for 3. Belly is engaged just for 2. 1, right knee comes down right away. You switch it out. Left knee moves back in space. You settle the hip, press through the heel. Belly is strong. Stamp into the left hand. Maybe right arm moves forward. Maybe it doesn't. You choose. Maybe give it a try. If the belly sinks, pull it back up. If you can't, right hand comes down just for 3. Just for 2. And 1. Good. Left knee comes down. Open your knees wide. Take a seat back into a child's pose. If hips are really, really starting, might feel nice just to cross your forearms. You're not here long, just giving the legs a little bit of a break. Just breath in. And breath out. Breath in. And breath out. Good. Inhale, shift forward, back to all fours. This time, your right foot is going to move all the way outside of your right hand and wiggle to the top right corner of If you have blocks, you can drop down to your forearms if that feels good. And lengthen your left leg up. You can rock, you can be still, whatever feels good to you. You have about 3 more breaths here to take care of yourself. into your right until you can release it. Right foot comes back in space. We'll switch it out right away. Left foot's going to step all the way to the left front corner of your mat. You wiggle, wiggle, wiggle as long and as wide as it needs to go. Right toes can flip down. You can get really active. You can stretch it. You can move it if that feels good, or just put it on the ground if it doesn't. You're using the ground. You're using blocks. You can drop the head. You can close your eyes. You're just breathing. Last round. Breathe in. Good. Press into your hands, lift up, shift the weight back to your left heel, move your leg out of the way. Draw yourself all the way down to a seat. We're stretched a little bit deeper into the hips. You can face again any direction on your mat that makes sense. We're going to find a double pigeon. So you're going to plant your feet. This is one of my favorite hip stretches while pregnant. You're going to cross your right ankle over top of your left thigh. Take your left foot and move it towards the right. You're going to use your hands to press yourself forward. So what we're looking for is our shins on top of each other and our knees and ankle bones lined up. So what happens when we press forward is usually the right knee doesn't drop. Perfect. We can fix that in a second. And also the left heel is way too close to the right butt cheek. So move the left heel forward so that as you shift into the front of your butt bones, your shins start to stack, the right knee drops, and then you're active through your heels. When you look in between your legs, you see a perfect geometric triangle. You should see right calf muscle, right inner thigh, left inner thigh. So it's making a triangle on the ground. If this feels manageable, perfect, stay here. If you're like kind of like this and like, what are we doing? This makes no sense. Right leg stays where it is. You're just going to extend your left leg long in front of you and find a half square shape. And that works perfectly as well. Blocks go underneath your hands if you need them. Block can also go underneath your right knee, wherever it is, if you need it. If you're already feeling a lot of hip stretch, you're here, you just live here, you stay where you are. If you want more, blocks can go with you, or just hands on the ground, you're going to shift forward. Rounding often doesn't feel very good because it puts some pressure on the belly. So I like to keep everything a little bit flatter. You're just kind of thinking butt bones back, top of the head forward. You can lower down to your forearms if you have the mobility and have those blocks. Otherwise, fingers are on the floor and you're just keeping it really long, but also offering some softness. So you can close your eyes, you can relax your jaw. A couple really deep breaths here. If you want it more active, you're going to press through both of your heels. You want it a little less active, you're going to soften. Head can drop, just breathe. Good, really digging into those hips. Just notice what's coming up. Last round in. Last round out. Roll yourself up to a seat. Props out of the way. Hands help legs. Ooh, unravel. Wiggle, shake, just notice. Plant your feet, hands behind you. And this time left over top of your right thigh. You're going to move your right foot to the left. And again, if you're doing it the opposite way, don't worry about it. Just do the other leg. Push yourself forward. You're trying to stack your shins. So that top ankle might have kind of wandered off your leg. You really want to take the ankle and rest it on the meat of the thigh. So the thigh bone, the thigh muscle are really big. Let the ankle bone rest there. It tends to wander into the middle of the leg. That puts pressure on the ankle joint. Ankle joint on thigh. Yes. Shins are stacked. Yes. Feet can flex or be relaxed. Flesh is going to move out of the way. If you need a little release because that left knee is really high, you're just going to shift the right leg forward. That works perfectly as well. You're going to keep it in. You can stay long. You can hinge. You can sit upright. This side is different. Let it be really different. It doesn't matter. If you're in the same amount of depth, it just matters how it feels. Keep thinking butt bones back and heart forward. Butt bones back and heart forward. Slow your breath. Relax your jaw. Get as soft as you can. Couple more rounds here. Good. Slowly draw yourself all the way up to a seat. Give yourself a chance. Relax your legs, shake them out. And then find a comfortable seat. That's it. Gentle movement for the hips, little activation, little release. Sit up nice and tall. Hands will come to heart center. A few breaths here. Press into your butt bones. Just breathe in. Just breathe out. Breathe in. And then breathe out. Settle your chin into your chest. Take a moment. Thank yourself for slowing down. Thank yourself for taking care of yourself. Last breath in. Last breath out. Good job. Take care of yourselves today. I'll see you soon. Bye.